Paul Baloche is bringing his Christmas worship concert back to Ottawa after several years. We're very excited to have him back on Thursday, November 30th at Cedarview Alliance Church. And he's joining me today. We're going to talk about Christmas, talk about the concert. Paul, how are you doing?
Hi, Kara. Doing very good. Very good.
You excited for Christmas? You're in the zone?
I am. I get teased that I'm like, Mr. Christmas. Oh, no, here comes Mr. Christmas. Some of my family's like, please, Dad, no Christmas music until Thanksgiving, which in America is the 25th of November. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's hard to tone it back when part of your life, your ministry is to be ready for Christmas. So you have to start back a bit. So I want to know, what do you find more challenging? Because you've really built this beautiful established reputation now about these worship Christmas mashups. So do you find it more challenging for you to mash up your own songs with Christmas songs to, that one, or rewriting your own worship songs into Christmas songs, or writing a brand new Christmas song from scratch?
I mean, you just that's a great description. That was really, I almost want to like type that out. It's like,
which one's the most like exciting or challenging?
Well, really, they're both the same. I'm not going to cop out of your question, but they're both similar in that you're right. In the past, as a worship pastor, every time Christmas season would come around, I would take out the Christmas file of your classic Christmas carols. I was like, we have to sing these. But I started to notice, this was, 10 years ago, that something kind of changed, just the sort of spirit of during the month of December. Like it just changed in that dynamic of vertical worship, that dynamic where it felt prayer-like, what we're accustomed to, at least in our church throughout the year. It's more of singing to God. And then what I found was, the Christmas carols are rich and nostalgic, and many of them are, and many of them have great content, etc. But oftentimes it's more about the story, about what happened with the birth of the child. But it's not necessarily like singing a prayer to God in worship, which is almost how I think of a lot of worship experiences, if you will, like singing your prayers to God. So bottom line is, to me, the challenge as a worship pastor was, what if we sing this classic Christmas carol and then just kind of medley into a familiar worship chorus that sort of helps us to kind of channel that feeling we get this time of year, but direct it toward the Lord in a familiar chorus that's vertical and prayer-like. So that's number one. And then you're very observant that the other way to do it was to take a familiar worship chorus and simply maybe change verse 1 or change verse 2 and actually tell the Christmas story within a familiar Christmas or a familiar worship song. And I did that with like Christmas offering, or Your Name, and some others, but very good.
Yeah. And you've built now this resource for worship leaders and for churches now they can pull from, where their congregation knows the songs, but it's also Christmas. So for you in your setting this coming Christmas, like what is that? I have to do this song. And it doesn't have to be one of yours, but what would be your all-time favorite Christmas song and why?
All-time favorite Christmas song. I'm really partial to the James Taylor Christmas album. Just
good plug.
Such an influence on me back in the day, and still, it's such a warm, fuzzy, Christmassy album. So I do love that, and there actually are some Christ-focused couple songs on there, but a lot of them are also. There's also a lot of the sort of just classics, holidays that really have nothing to do with Jesus per se. So that would be, if I'm being really honest.
Yes.
But in terms of, on my stuff, I love the first song we usually kick off on these Christmas tours are Hark the Herald Angels Sing, because it's got great content. The lyrics are powerful. It really explains the gospel in its 3 or 4 verses. And then, so it just lended itself to go right into a song I wrote with Jason Ingram years ago called King of Heaven. So, glory to the newborn King, King of Heaven, come down, King of Heaven, come now. Let your glory reign, King of Heaven, come. So again, that sort of prayerful a response, if you will, to the classic Christmas hymn.
Mm-hmm. So you're coming soon, and we want to know what we can expect because you've brought Sarah Kroger now on the tour with you.
Yes.
How do you know Sarah, and what's the dynamic going to be like? What can we expect on the 30th?
The dynamic is going to be fun. These are always really fun and worshipful. So it's like family. It's something you can bring your whole family to. I think it's multi-generational because we all resonate with these classic Christmas songs. It will be worshipful, but we'll have a full band, some great players, and also Sarah Kroger, who is an amazing singer, really talented, and just such a heart for the Lord. And she's funny. Like, I've gotten to know her the last few years through Integrity Music, our mutual record company. And we've had some writing projects together and recorded together. And yeah, I'm really looking forward. This will be my first tour with her, to have her on this tour. So, and she's never toured Canada. So she's all sort of giddy with excitement, like, oh man, I'm going to Canada. And so I'm thrilled for her, and I'm thrilled for people to catch her spirit and to hear her voice. And she's very down to earth, very real. And that's what I mean by it's fun. It's like, this is not going to be, I don't know, it's everybody that's on this tour. It's just down to earth, people that have been walking with the Lord for many years, a lot of spiritual maturity, a lot of great musical talent, and also a lot of friendships. So because of those friendships, we don't get to see each other that often. We all live in different places. So to spend a week in Canada, we all can't wait to share these nights with people across Eastern Canada in this case.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to make it feel Christmassy for you. I think we're ready. We're already starting to get snow, so we're looking forward to it. And I know that it's going to be the perfect mashup of Christmas and worship. So, Paul, we're so excited to have you back. Thank you one more time, November 30th, 7 p.m. at Cedarview Alliance Church. You can get tickets at concerts.chri.ca, uniteproductions.com. Paul, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I just love your station and I'm so grateful that for many years you've played my songs, and I don't take that for granted. So thank you for your ministry, and I'm sure people that listen to you every day, 24 hours a day, hope they will support you in any which way they can, prayerfully, financially. May God continue to bless your work and your ministry there.
Thank you.